that any style gains from being in their bodies. Because the bodies know before the conscious mind knows, and being able to read the body signals helps to take the reflection pauses which are required for any style to figure out where am I and what should I do next.
Okay, and so how do we get in our bodies for Enneagram styles? What would be the way that we would do that? Like an example of one.
An example would be, for example, I can make a cognitive map of an issue that I'm struggling with.
Mm-hmm.
Just do what I call a brain dump.
Mm-hmm.
And write down as fast as I can everything that comes to me, either as reactions, as thoughts, as emotions. And when I've done that, circle the 3 to 5 strongest ones, which cause vibrations in my body.
Right.
And once I've done that,
mm-hmm.
I take a bridging pause. And in that bridging pause, I simply start to listen to the sounds around me, feel my feet, my toes, my thighs, my knees, mm-hmm. feel my breath, and just stay in that moment, listening to all the sounds around me.
Mm-hmm.
And once I'm ready, I take a pen or pencil and take another map with the same issue and write down any thoughts, reactions, emotions that now come to me.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've done is 2 things. One, I've noticed where in my body I sense the tensions.
Right.
Secondly, when I've grounded myself and write down what then comes to my mind from that grounded state of mind,
mm-hmm.
what usually happens is that I get a totally new picture of where I am.
Right. Nice.
So, and it takes only 5 to 10 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes maximum.
Right. And then, we have 9 styles, right? And so as we become familiar with those 9 styles, and what we were talking about earlier is we become familiar with our habitual uses of certain of those styles.
Yes.
Right. Then when I take an exercise like this, I have a cognitive map understanding that I'm building on
mm-hmm.
by having a connected somatic reflection activity.
Exactly.
So now I'm better understanding my habits, my style.
Yes, and what usually happens when I have my clients do this is that they look at the 2 maps and compare them. I ask them, how are they similar and how are they different?
Mm.
And the usual response is, well, they're totally different.
Mm.
And then I ask them, from which state of mind would you wish to take decisions? And they smile and say, the latter one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because regardless of where you are, and actually for the body types it's easier, but for the head types and heart types, it takes a bigger effort.
Yeah. Well,
and then what happens is that you have actually access to all the styles in a better way when you do this practice.
Well, and that also argues for studying it the way that we're proposing to study it in this program, essentially, because we're going to start with in a way, a cognitive understanding, which is through dialectical teaching, which is what we're doing now, and then cognitive reflective reading. And then we're going to ask participants to reflect on their experience, which is bringing it into the heart, mind, body, and then come together and actually do this reflective practice, meditate, right? Use homeopathy, do guided meditations to try and literally become familiar with the somatic intelligence of the 9 styles. I'm getting good at saying styles. You notice that? and doing it in a collective group, because as we were saying before, earlier, it's like most people have kind of like about 4 that we orient from or we utilize the most. It's not that, and so it's really helpful to have other people, which is true for most of the Enneagram traditional studies, that you need a group of people because you need to have other people have other orientations.
Yes, yes.
Right? It's not a solo thing to study in general. But what what I really like about what you were just describing is if I can learn to be more embodied about the way that I'm understanding the styles, then I can actually get to some of the wisdom of the 9 styles.
Exactly, and then I can get more alignment between head, heart, and body. Because that's where the real gains come from, when I'm able to be aligned. And the first cognitive map actually is about clearing my mind of all the pressures and stuff which is there.
Nice.